Hey there, Leo. It's Jen here. I'm doing your May reading. So I wanted to talk about the moons first. On May 11th, there's a new moon in Taurus. And on May 26th, there's a pink super full moon lunar eclipse in Sagittarius, so a fellow fire sign. Um, it's so interesting. I do my readings here. I'm facing sort of southeast. And so it's not unusual for the sun to come up while I'm reading in the morning, but for some reason, the sun always makes itself known when I'm doing the Leo reading, and it's just angling itself right now, so it caught my attention. You are bright. You are the sun, and not everyone likes that because it's almost as if Leo brings its own spotlight. And it's just your charisma and the way it is. It's not you guys doing anything. But if you have someone and you can't really figure out what the fuck their problem is or why they don't like you or what the deal is, it can just be that you shine too brightly for them. And it's intimidating and they feel like it takes away from them. But it doesn't but it isn't a reason for you to turn down your light. You shouldn't dim your brightness. You shouldn't lower yourself to someone else's. Okay, here we go. Here's the message. Don't lower yourself to someone else's bad behavior, I guess is what's coming through. If someone's behaving badly, like a Seven of Swords, you just keep shining brightly. You're not responsible for their behavior. So if you feel, and this sort of, I was just doing Libra, that there was a darker energy, not like a demon or, weird stuff like that. Just someone negative around them or someone who, isn't really rooting for them. I didn't say this, and you don't know why. And you have to really think about, why do I have someone around me? If it's someone that you can choose to not be around. Sometimes at work, you don't have a choice. Why are you with someone that really isn't rooting for you? Because I know Leo roots for other people. They're very like, yeah, you can do it. You can do it. Let's do it. They want people to do their best and to succeed. You guys don't feel threatened by other people's success at all. So if you're feeling some weird vibes for someone, it just could be that you just shine brightly and they don't know, that's foreign to them for whatever reason. Oh, okay. So one thing I've been doing with eclipses tend to go back, so I've heard from astrologers, 3 years? No, 3 years. Okay, I meant to say 6 months. So 3 years just flew out of my mouth without me meaning to. So there could be something that happened 3 years ago that could be significant coming up in May. So for you, look back 3 years, but also back to November. So I found my mid-November channeling, and I've been reading it for people. Capricorns was the most hysterical, but that's so Leo mid-November. I have Sag slash Scorpio, so that would be that time frame that we're in mid-November, right? So let me just read. Redoing a kitchen, a space in your house, more function, storage, reconfiguring, decluttering, or it's too bare and you're going to personalize. So bringing your personality into something. I see a lucky horseshoe. So I don't know if you have a horseshoe or if that is of a significance to you. And then I see, I remember this now. Like if you've lost something, like turn, I know, like sometimes heavy things, if they fall in a trash can, they'll sink to the bottom, and you would think they would be near the top. So turning something upside down and dumping something out, and you'll find something, maybe something lost. A psychic might be able to help you, or news that psychic helped solve a case. Looking around, looking at your surroundings. Huh. Maybe you'll find something that was lost. Maybe it's taken this long and you'll stumble upon it. If you were planning to redo something, maybe it's finally happening or finally finished. I don't know. So that's what I got from that was happening potentially, maybe for some of you back 6 months ago. But since I said that 3 months, 3 years that just came flying out, that was kind of weird, honestly. Looking back 3 years. Let's look at your cards. Queen of Cups. Look at this gorgeous card. I am having this weird amnesia about this deck. I'll find it and put it in the description. The box, I think, is upstairs. It's by the people who do the Druidcraft. I cannot fucking remember the name of these cards, and it is driving me crazy. It's been days. And I can't remember. Let me see. I don't have the box here, do I? No. I have the Druidcraft one. It's driving me crazy. Maybe you're having trouble remembering something that's driving you crazy. I'll probably remember it when I'm out on a walk or in the middle of the night. Let's keep turning over. So far, Queen of Cups and the Temperance card, which is Sagittarius, so that points a nod to that full moon. This is a Taurus card to me, the Four of Pentacles. So that could be that new moon in Taurus. And the Ten of Cups, beautiful, beautiful, happily ever after. There's been a little bit of a pattern where there's been like not all of them, but a couple of them, and I'm seeing it with you, like an obstacle card between you and your happiness, like something you have to deal with. Queen of Cups, that's a water sign. What am I doing, Leo? So water sign, water can put out fire, right? And so you could be dealing with a water sign that's dampening your spirit, that's sort of drowning out your flames or something. And the balance card, the temperance card here is the Sag card, and it is taking water. The traditional card does show a lady with usually a foot on the ground, and they're pouring water out of a cup usually and like collecting. Let me see if I can find a card to show you what that looks like. But it really is pointing towards Taurus and this Cups card here and the Sag moon. I don't know, I'm shuffling these cards. Weird. I'm shuffling them and that came out because I'm looking for a card. I'm not supposed to be shuffling these. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for Temperance. So Temperance is balance. Balancing things out, not too extreme. Sagittarius can be very, very extreme when they're out of balance. So making sure you find ways to stay balanced this month. Grounding yourself. So here's the Temperance card. So you can see it's almost like spirit. There's with that dove in this. This is the after tarot. So this is like one scene after the traditional deck. So I can't remember. But you can see there is a toe dipping in the water here. She's giving some of her heart, her emotions, but she's still staying grounded. So that's that Taurus and water energy going on here. The wings almost look like fire to me. And I think that's the sign of fire. It must be. Whoops. I can't remember. Where's that water? Anyway, it's Sag. There is the sun coming up, Leo. You are coming up on the horizon. So either you're coming more into balance or someone's helping to balance you out. Maybe you're getting into spirituality more. Maybe you're learning to go with the flow a little bit. Although the salmon here is, I think it's a salmon, is going upstream. Okay, wait, now that I'm thinking about that, yeah, I feel like there's something there's, you are a fixed sign, so I feel like there could be, you're going against your nature a little bit for someone. And I think you're going to realize, yes, there's a difference between balancing things out and not being too extreme versus going against your nature. So I see a water sign potentially, it could be anyone. Um, you realizing that, okay, this energy isn't good for me. It's taking some of my spark away. And I feel like I'm fighting, I'm going upstream, I'm going against the current. And I want to be able to go with the flow more. We do have this Four of Pentacles here. Um, and this is the Miser card. This is the person whose priorities are fucked up. They think having stuff and they can be really, really tight with their stuff. It's about boundaries. I'm gonna hang on to my stuff because this is what I think it's important. I show people I'm important by my stuff and holding on to my stuff. And my stuff is my stuff. And sometimes people can get like this. Maybe they had parents that the love was conditional or was like, hey kid, you're on your own. If you want new sneakers for soccer, you gotta get a job. If you want anything, like they kind of, and it maybe set the stage. I mean, that can be done very well. So it teaches responsibility. But I'm talking about the extreme where the parents are very selfish and don't seem to feel like they have much of a responsibility to provide for the kids. Or something happens where there's financial hardship when they're a child and they become very fearful, very fear based, and very clingy about material things because they felt unstable and insecure. Regardless of if it was trauma or they're just selfish by nature or whatever, you have to think, is this now tipping to a point where it's unhealthy and you're putting your things above relationships and people? And so again, if you're with someone who's so rigid, so that would be a really extreme negative side of Taurus. So rigid about some things that it's affecting your happiness. That this will need to be dealt with. Sometimes you need stronger boundaries, but I tend to see. I don't know what you guys think, but these people that have super strong, people have super strong boundaries and they're all they seem to always be like, this is my boundary, this is my boundary, this is my boundary, where it's just you get a lot of like walls and negativity. They tend to not have a whole lot of respect for your boundaries because they're so obsessed with theirs, or they're so protective of themselves that they don't realize they're just blowing through other people's boundaries. um, and that, and you're a generous sign. Leos are very generous, and I think you're going to start to realize that, wait, I'm always bending. I'm always the one, I feel like I'm always the one going against the nature. And I don't know. I feel like there could be an incompatibility, whereas this is two people or two things or two sides of yourself coming together and becoming more in balance. So, what could be throwing you off balance? And how can you ground yourself and get through it? Because this is happily ever after, whatever that looks like for you. That'll look different for every person. But if someone's really screwing with your happiness, I don't see you tolerating it anymore. Almost like I'm ready to let that person go. I'm ready to dump out those emotions and fly free. Sagittarians do not like to be tied down, and air and fire signs in general don't, because right, they're air, they're above the earth. They don't like to just stay in one place. Okay, well, that is your reading, Leo. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful May. Take care.